Alrighty, so I want to talk to you guys today about progression in the gym because I still feel like people put some real unrealistic expectations on themselves, and I also feel like for me, it's just going to be important to reiterate about what progress should look like in the gym, right? So first and foremost, you living a normal life with work stress, with life stress, if you got kids or no kids, travel, all these type of things, you cannot expect to keep making or to keep progressing every week when life is just going to be hectic, okay? And I don't expect people to be progressing every week when life is hectic. Like for me, with my job being this, doesn't mean every week I'm progressing in the gym, okay? Well, actually, let me reframe that. Progressing, what I mean is increasing weight on the bar or increasing weight on the exercise every week. It's not going to happen because otherwise we'd all be lifting as much weight as we can in the gym, and the gym would need more and more and more plates, but that's not going to be happening. So firstly is putting realistic expectation on yourself in regards to weight increases. And instead, I want you guys to take a step back and not always think about weight increases. Like, yes, they're good ways to, improve our strength, but reps are still there, that increased volume, that still will create progressive overload overall, okay? When we try and look at this differently, and we look at exercises, you are always going to progress with your lower body quicker than your upper body. Why? Because your lower body is stronger than your upper body. Whether you're male or female, lower body is going to be stronger, okay? You're always going to be able to progress with that, but also with that being said, always able to progress, it's always going to be the compound lifts that are easier to progress. So back squat, hack squat, goblet squat, leg press, Romanian deadlifts, anything that uses multiple muscle groups is going to be able, you're going to be able to add weight a little bit easier than things that require less muscle group. So hamstring curl, leg extensions, calf raises, what else would be one of those ones? Sissy squats. Things like that, where they're just like, if I'm sitting in a machine, it's just my quads, okay? It's not my quads and my glutes and my hamstrings like a squat would be. It's not my quads and, again, my glutes and my hamstrings like a leg press would be. It's just my quads. So trying to increase weight on an isometric exercise, isolation exercise, I should say, is a lot harder than trying to increase. Again, like adding weight to a leg extension will be harder because you can't keep going up and up and up in weight versus adding weight to a squat on the bar, right? Or a hack squat machine or a leg press machine. So this is why we need to take this into context when it comes to trying to increase weight and like using our compounds where if we can increasing the weight without sacrificing form, but with smaller muscle groups, using reps as a way to progress is absolutely fine, okay? Now, if you've got a rep range, let's say between 10 to 12 reps, you can do more than 12 reps. Just because I'm giving you the rep range doesn't mean you can only stay there. You can do more than 12 reps. And it's like, again, for a leg extension, get to 15, 16, 17, whatever you can do, give yourself up to about 20 and then work on increasing the weight. Because when you're, let's say again, this week, you did leg extensions, you did 60 kilos for 12 reps. Next week, you do 60 kilos for 15 reps, okay? For 3 sets. But if you increase to 65, you can only do 10 reps. Well, you're better off going to 15 reps because now you're adding more volume overall and you're still going to progressively overload because you're doing more volume, okay? So that's absolutely fine with your isolation exercises. The same as the upper body. So it's like side lateral raises, shoulder press, what else? Single arm rows, rear delt flies, face pulls, bicep curls, tricep push downs, all these little muscles, right? How do we know if you're going to hit a little muscle group? You're going to feel it burning. So when I do a side lateral raise, I'm not feeling my biceps, my triceps, all the other bits of my fucking shoulders. I'm feeling the side of my delts basically, and maybe a little bit of trap. When I'm doing bench press, it's a very, it's a compound movement. I'm using my triceps, I'm using my front delts, I'm using my chest. So with these compound ones are, again, probably a little bit easier to go up in weight, but your isolation exercises just work on going up in reps. There is nothing wrong with keep pushing those reps up higher and higher. Again, between 12 and 20 reps should be what you can be aiming for. When you get to that top, let's say you hit 20 reps, then you can increase the weight. Because even if you're doing 20 reps or something, when you increase the weight, it's not going to drop below 10 reps. There's not going to be a huge drop off like that. And that's how you can keep adding volume in and getting, quote unquote, stronger and building muscle by doing it that way. And then eventually you'll be able to add the weight, okay? So I don't want you getting stuck of like, I'm just going to keep adding weight to the bar because it's not going to happen. More reps is absolutely fine. And the same thing, if you find with compound exercises, if you find that if you add on weight, you drop too low, you drop back too many reps, like let's say you're bench pressing for 12, you add on 1.25 kilos, and then it takes you back to, let's say 6 reps, which it shouldn't, but if it did, increase the reps before you drop the weight, all right? That's what we want to think about, okay? So honestly, aim for reps first before weight more than anything is what I'm trying to say here, just so you can keep progressing. And again, you can realistically do that even if it's been fatiguing at work, even if it's been tiring. It's easier to add reps than it is to try and always fucking add more weight to the bar, because then form and things break down overall. And again, you don't have to keep chasing weight, okay? And that's how I want you guys to look at progress going forward. I don't want you getting stuck on, oh, my weights aren't moving. Like, there's nothing wrong where if weights stick for a few weeks or even fucking months at a time, just because, again, life is hectic and you're not always going to have control of things and life stress is going to affect that. So just some food for thought for you guys.